This short 4-minute discussion covers some very basic concepts of the dividend received deduction and is referring to sections 243 and 245. The goal is not detail, rather it's the reason why the rules are there.
Again, you're talking about something else, which is a dividend received deduction, section 243, if I remember correctly. Here we're talking A and B countries. If we were looking at, and again, try to give you the logic of it. If we are in the U.S. and both of these are in the U.S., okay, if Y makes 100, pays, let's say, 35 of tax, so that there's 65 left over, and let's assume for a moment 100%. If this 65 is paid, and if that again is income to X, then 35 of 65 is, it's the taxes cascade very fast. So in this kind of situation, I think it's, like I say, section 243, it provides that in certain situations, there will be a 100% dividend received deduction so that there's no further tax on the 65. In other cases, I believe it's 80%, and maybe there's even a 70% in there somewhere. It's been too long since I've looked at it. No, this does not cross border. Now, there's an exception. There's always exceptions. What if Y, again, I'm going to skew it to one side to make a point. What if Y, let's say, is a tax haven company, just to say there's no tax in the home country of Y. But all of Y's activities are 100% a branch in the United States. So that Y is subject to United States tax because it's doing business in the United States and all of its income is effectively connected with the U.S. Treasury. Now, in that case, I believe that there will still be a dividend received deduction. Again, the U.S. tax law is so long and convoluted and terrible when a lot of it is simple. The basic dividend received deduction is simple. But when they decide, gee, we have to put in a special rule for a foreign company that is conducting a U.S. trade or business, you get 3 pages of complicated law on the subject. Now, how often is this going to happen? Not really. But we have 3 pages of complicated law. Maybe it's not 3 pages. But, whatever it is. There's so much complication because of special situations which normally you never run into. I don't think in my career I've ever had this kind of situation. I know that there are rules for it, but, and I understand the logic of why it's there. Well, gee, if this one has been subject to a full U.S. tax, then, it should be allowed the same dividend received deduction. I mean, there's a good logic to it. But, will you ever see it in real life? Well, maybe not.